We are at Business Today's HR and B School Summit, and we're joined by Mr. Nair from Great Learning. Let's see what is his take on Edtech, on higher education, especially in India. Thank you so much for joining us today. So, my first question to you is most of the Edtech companies that we're aware of are focusing mostly on K 12. But your company is actually focusing on education beyond K-12. So what opportunities do you actually see in this, and why is this something that even people want mostly?
Sure. So you're right. At Great Learning, we focus on professional upskilling and higher education. Now, why is this needed? Because the trends. I mean, this is completely dictated by the changing trends in the workplace, right, in the industry. And we all, as working professionals, we all live in a world where the skill sets required by our respective organizations are changing very fast, which means we as professionals have to keep adapting to that change to be employable and also to achieve career success, right? So that is where the need comes from, right? So to give you an example, data science, AI, full stack development, cyber security, cloud computing, right? These are all areas where there is a massive skill set gap or a talent gap at the industry level, right? Now, if there are students in, let's say, engineering colleges that are actually well equipped with the skill set, or if there are working professionals who upskill to acquire these skill sets, they would have a fantastic career ahead, right? So all the learners that we see, whether they are students from colleges or working professionals with 2, 5, 10, 15 years of experience, they're all coming to acquire the right set of skill set because they realize that the nature of work is changing, and acquisition of these new skill sets is extremely important to keep their career going.
You do mention this skill gap that is in the workforce, which because of which they are moved, because of which they're attracted towards an edtech option because it's more accessible and convenient. But there's another thing that people seek when they go to an institution. It's the peer-to-peer connect. It's the networking opportunities. How can edtech compensate for that? Because so far we know is it's a very online model. It's a very remote model. How can edtech compensate for the lack of peer-to-peer learning?
So at Great Learning, we do a couple of things in all our online courses. First of all, we run very small cohorts. So these are known as mentorship groups. So there'll be one industry expert, and along with that industry expert, it'll be a small cohort of 20-25 learners. What that achieves is that because it's a small group, there's a lot of peer-to-peer interaction that happens, and this small group continues for the entirety of the program, maybe 6 months, 12 months, so on and so forth, right? So because of this small group, there's a lot of peer-to-peer interaction, a lot of interactivity that happens. Beyond that, we have offline centers where we encourage our learners to come and meet, and a lot of learners do avail that facility. So from time to time, they may organize meetups. These groups may come together. Then there are also learning avenues like projects, for example, where you have to work in small groups, right, as a part of the program. So a capstone project group, maybe 4 learners or 5 learners, right, that you have to work together. So there are these different the different avenues that have been baked into the program design to foster interaction.
So my last question to you is a bit more topical. Now that we're seeing BYJU'S, your parent company, it's facing a lot of heat. So do you think it's going to in any way impact the future of great learning as well because you're attached to this brand, although the group that you're catering to, the audience is different. But do you think in any way all the heat and the regulatory issues that are facing there are in any way going to impact great learning?
Great Learning is completely independent. We operate completely independently. We operate in a very different audience segment, in a very different market. And as far as our business at Great Learning is concerned, we are. I mean, there's growth that's happening in the business. It is also becoming more and more commercially viable, and we are on the right track. So I think there is a lot of value building that is happening at Great Learning, and again, as an organization, Great Learning is also global. We also cater to international markets. So all of that put together, I think we are on the right track, and we think that as long as we keep executing well, we should be able to achieve our organization goals.
But do you not think the association with BYJU'S is anyway going to hamper you because they've recently gotten a lot of bad PR? And do you think that is in any way going to impact you? Maybe because people might fear that, okay, so since you're associated with this company, maybe we should stay clear of great learning?
I don't think so, because I think Great Learning in itself is a brand in the upskilling space. So all the our learners come learn from Great Learning. The organizations we work with, there is a Great Learning identity that we've built over the past decade, right? And I think they continue to work with us because of all the work that we've done in the past, right? So I think we will continue to chart our path.
Thank you so much. All the best to you. Thank you.